back in the 90s, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert made the following statements in a video that has been shown to journalism students across America since its inception.
You have to summon up the courage, just as you were saying, to say what you honestly feel. And it's not easy. And we're living now, there's a whole new world called political correctness that's going on. And that is death to a critic to participate in that. Wanting to be liked is another piece of advice I would give.
You've really put your finger on something.
Can I just say one thing? Just wanting to be liked, forget even the world of political correctness, just personally wanting to be liked, wanting to go along with the group. Death to a critic.
Certainly one of the purposes of journalism is to challenge just that kind of thinking.
Sure.
And certainly one of the purposes of criticism is to break boundaries. It's also one of the purposes of art. So that if a young journalist, 18, 19, 20, 21, undergraduate, tries to write politically correctly, what they're really doing is ventriloquism.
With my reviews, I don't go along with the crowd. I express how I truly feel. If I feel a movie is crap, I will say that it's crap. Or if I feel that a movie is good, fantastic, or just okay, I will convey it as such. I have often given bad reviews for movies that a lot of people have liked, and we'll touch on this subject more when I discuss Slumdog Millionaire, but my most recent one was my review for The Green Hornet, in which I actually received death threats. Yes, people on YouTube and across the internet want me dead for my opinion. I found The Green Hornet to be an all-out waste of time, effort, and Seth Rogen's talents. That was my opinion, and even if you don't agree with it, you shouldn't shun me for it, or anyone else for their opinions either. Do you see me shunning Stormzy for liking Dragon Ball Evolution, or the Nostalgia Critic for liking X-Men 3 and Spider-Man 3, or confuse Matthew for hating The Lion King? No, because like them, I am a true film critic. I criticize movies, I don't criticize other critics. It's simply not my place. Now with that being said, let me say this. I fucking loved Daredevil. I have loved the character since I was a kid and have loved the movie since its Valentine's Day release in '03. But unlike the majority, I liked this movie better than Blade, Spider-Man, and X-Men, the three big-budget Marvel films that came before it. I liked Spider-Man and X-Men, but Daredevil was the first comic book movie I actually loved. The only Marvel films I liked better than Daredevil were the director's cut of Daredevil, Spider-Man 2, Iron Man, and, of course, The Incredible Hulk. Why I liked this film better than Spider-Man and X-Men will be revealed throughout the course of this review. This review will also be structured differently than my other requested reviews, mainly because of the fact that it's a comic book movie, and as such there is more to discuss. So with that being said, let's take the dare with Daredevil.
My secret side I keep hid under lock and key. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. Cause if I let him out, he'll tear me up, break me down. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it in. It's hiding in the dark, his teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster, I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
Part 1. The Trial of Ben Affleck. Now before I get into Daredevil as a hero, I'd like to talk about Ben Affleck as an actor. I have never heard a bad review for this film that didn't contain snide remarks about Ben Affleck playing a superhero. I remember when Ben's casting as Matt Murdock was first announced. Fans were outraged because they couldn't see him in the role, and because at the time, and to this very day, many people view Affleck as a bad actor. The same thing had happened years earlier when Michael Keaton was casted as Batman. People petitioned and wrote hate mail to the studio in order to have the role of Bruce Wayne recasted.
Eat my Jill Writers.
That didn't work, and look what happened. Michael Keaton played Batman, and he fucking owned. Why? For the same reason Ben Affleck owned as Daredevil. You wouldn't fucking suspect them. Matt Murdock is a blind lawyer, so naturally the actor portraying him on film should be the least likely person you can think of. I'll admit, when I first saw the teaser trailer for the film, and I saw Affleck in this suit, I was a bit skeptical myself. But the difference between me and the other skeptics was that I actually liked Ben Affleck as an actor, and I still do. My only concern was him being able to pull off such a complex character as Matt Murdock. However, all my skepticism regarding Affleck wore off completely a week later when I saw the film Chasing Amy for the first time. His portrayal of the character Holden McNeil in Chasing Amy is as complex as you can possibly get. So after that, all my worries went straight out the window. But out of all my friends, I was the only one. And this was my argument to them at the time. You all had no problem with that little pasty-faced, no-talent shit from Pleasantville playing Spider-Man, but you'll bitch when an Oscar-winning actor has been casted as Daredevil? Are you high? Are you all really gonna judge him just with the bad movies he's done? Yeah, how about focusing on the good movies he's been in? Dazed and Confused, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Going All the Way, Good Will Hunting, Shakespeare in Love, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, The Sum of All Fears, Hollywoodland, and no one better be hating on Phantoms.
Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms.
Word, bitch. Phantom's like a motherfucker. What's up now?
He was great in all those movies, as well as most of the films he would do after Daredevil, like The Town, State of Play, The Company Men, and Smokin' Aces. To date, Affleck has made 7 films that I didn't like: Pearl Harbor, Changing Lanes, Geely, Armageddon, Forces of Nature, Surviving Christmas, and Paycheck. And out of all of these films, Pearl Harbor and Geely were the only 2 I didn't like him in. I hated Armageddon, Surviving Christmas, and Paycheck, but I do concede that the only good things in them were the actors. Affleck himself was in turn the only good thing in both Changing Lanes and Forces of Nature. But don't worry, in Pearl Harbor and in Geely, there was no excuse for him to be that bad. Affleck has made some bad movies, but that doesn't make him a bad actor, and his bad movies should not be used by anyone to cover up the fact that he's made a lot of good ones. As far as Daredevil is concerned, I found him to be fantastic in the role, although many other critics found him to be terrible. Let's just say for argument's sake that he was bad. Where the fuck were all you people when Tobey Maguire was playing Spider-Man and Kirsten Dunst was playing Mary Jane Watson?
There's so much to tell.
Yeah, there's so much to tell.
I want you to know that I will always be there for you. I will always be there to take care of you. I promise you that. I will always be your friend.
Only a friend? Peter Parker?
That's all I have to give.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner gave better performances than that!
This is my gift. My curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Hi, I'm Tobey Maguire. In the future, you will know me as Michael Cera. See, look at that. I almost showed some emotion there. If you will excuse me, I have to go pretend that I'm John Travolta. Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst had nauseating dialogue, and in turn gave 2 of the most nauseating performances I've ever seen in my life, and both of them somehow got a pass. Both of them were a little better in Spider-Man 2 due to a stronger script, but what the fuck? In what sick, twisted, bullcockamamie world is Tobey the Mannequin Maguire a better actor than Ben Affleck? I mean, I know Peter Parker is a dork, and like Matt Murdock should be played by an actor that you least expect, but when you do this, you should damn well make sure that the person can act. Come on, this guy?
Go, Web! Fly! Up, up, and away, Web! Shazam! Go! Go! Go, Web, go!
This was just pushing it. I liked the Spider-Man movie. I really do. But just because I liked it doesn't mean that everything about it was good. Now, as I said in the introduction, it is not my place to judge other critics, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. But my point is, I would have let all my thoughts on Tobey Maguire go if the critics who called him good would have shown Ben Affleck the respect and recognition he deserved. He was a hell of a lot better than Tobey Maguire, and just based on the fact that Ben Affleck is Ben Affleck, he was shunned and Maguire was given a pass.
He's got a point.
Fuck him. What's the next one say?
And keep in mind, I say this knowing damn well that somewhere right now some pissed off comic book fanboy is violently throwing Frank Miller graphic novels at his computer screen.
Now I find myself, wish I was somewhere